30. So can you hear me? Hello, Nakazi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, please record the session for other people in case they come. Yeah, because I'm looking for another person to make a course, but I'm only seeing one representative here. Yeah. So you are going to be explaining to other people. Members, welcome for the lecture, and I'm going to be walking you through what you are going to be doing for the term paper. Then, of course, the term paper is already uploaded on Mwele. We agreed to adjust on the time, and according to what we had a discussion with other classes, people were agreeing. Actually, I wanted them to work for 4 people such that they can be able to deliver the content in 30 days. But then some say that they wanted still to work as individuals, and others would still wanted to work as a maximum of 2 people. So then I had to increase the time. I adjusted the time because after someone had explained that actually they are having other projects to deliver during the same time when I was giving them the project to deliver. So it was not going to be feasible. So when we adjusted the deadline, we extended the thing to 60 days. 60 days, that means that it's supposed to be about 10th February, but I made it 15th February such that people do not have excuses. And in there, we agree that people are going to be working in a maximum of in teams of a maximum of 2 people. So you get a colleague and then you work on the project you have been working on, then you write the report. And this was also meant to allow for people to read for the other exams, yeah, such that they also have time to concentrate and understand the concepts that they are working on for the part of AI. So the template is already uploaded on Mwele, but I just wanted to explain something and then also maybe give a few tips on how you can be able to go about the template. First of all, those ones who are going to be delivering the template in LaTeX, of course, there are 5 marks for that. You can see what this one is, and also the marks allocation for each of the sections is actually already uploaded to Mwele. So they're already there. So for this template here that you see, of course, you have to delete out one of these people, and then you work as 2 people, or in case you're one individual, you delete both of them, and then you work as one individual. You only put your contact and an email address and your student number, your registration, and the email address. Now, for the part of the abstract, please type in the chat if you can hear me. Please type in the chat if you can hear me. Please type 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. So for the part of the abstract, the advantage about this is that you already submitted the AI concepts that you had. So literally from part 1, from the part of the abstract up to the part of the methodology, actually even for that's a discussion, you did that already. So it's just a matter of you transferring what is there, maybe also improving to make sure that it's really worthy 5 marks. But from the part of the abstract up to the part of up to this part C, all the content people have already done this. So you're just going to have to go to your concepts that you submitted initially. You just improve the quality of the concepts that you submitted, such that you can be able to submit something that is worthy, and that is worthy the marks that you see there. Now, whatever you are seeing in bold, like where you see data preparation, where you see things like a data set description, whatever you see that is in bold, that one you don't have to remove it, because that is just that one represents what you have to cover in your paper. You can of course add in some other different thing, but everything that is in bold, so please, that one you don't delete it, just to guide you. But of course you can delete away this 5 marks, and we'll just simply delete away this. Now, Whatever you are seeing in red, that is the summary of the previous assignments that you've been having that you have to get the content for to add here. For example, we talked about you identifying maybe we talked about something like maybe you identifying the gaps, you identifying something to do with the background, you identifying the keywords. So all those things you see there are going to be all those, whatever you are seeing right here informs you of what part of the instruction you have to do to do in order to get this content. So to make this template easy for you, what you can do is that after getting this template, you can first make a copy, then you delete away whatever is not red in color. So you go, you delete away this, you delete away whatever's not red in color, then you try to answer or you try to give a summary of whatever is red, then you delete away the red content too. For example, if I say that in the introduction, you introduce all the keywords, that means that I am expecting to see one paragraph for every keyword that you've presented. And then after putting maybe one paragraph of about 5 lines of every keyword that you've selected, of course, we are allowing for a maximum of 4 keywords. Then that's what those four, then one last paragraph to put all the keywords together. Those about 5 paragraphs, they are the ones that are going to make up the introduction. Then when you go to the background, the same thing is going to happen. When you go to the summary, of course, this one here is all about what your contribution is, what's the new thing that you are doing, because after reviewing the literature, you may discover that maybe after the literature that I read, I go discover that most of the people who were implementing the model that I want to implement, maybe they were using let me say unsupervised learning, or they were using supervised learning, or they were using random forest, and maybe for you want to use something else. So those gaps you can able to summarize. Those ones don't have to be very big. Those can be a maximum of about 10 lines just for the research gap in the literature. It doesn't have to be too big. Now, of course, the range of the paper from top to bottom, including the references, should be at most 8 pages. But I would really not prefer 8 pages. That is too much content. But at least 4 pages, at least 5 pages, at most 8 pages. Of course, 8 pages in this format that you are seeing here. And of course, the IEEE referencing style is going to be of course the referencing style is going to be IEEE. That's what you're going to be. So whenever you finish something, you put in the square bracket. Now, actually, those of you who got put in time to have a look at the review papers that you got for AI, that's what the paper that you're going to be writing is going to be looking at the end. So the way the way you see that, the way you see this, the way they structured their content, the way they are putting those references, they're putting square brackets, that is how you're also going to be doing yours. So for every part that you're going to review, of course, references just come from maybe from the they start from the introduction and up to the methodology. After the methodology, you don't have to reference anything else except your data set. Because when you do a data set description, of course, for data set, you have already done this because this was part of the assignment. You're just going to pick that content, you summarize it, and then you put it here. You delete whatever is black and whatever is red that's not relevant, then you just organize your content in that manner. But whenever you are doing a data set description, you always have to add a link to your data set. So you always have to reference. So you only put maybe this reference number 25, and then when you move down, when you move down here, this is 1 up to 7, you are going to have maybe at most 25 references, and then maybe your data set descriptions, maybe let me say reference number 26. So you just have to put something like 26 here, then you add you add the reference to your data set. That's how that's going to be done. And that's simply it. For the results that you've got, of course, last time I was talking about what is precision, accuracy, recall, F1 score, sensitivity, and whatever other metrics that you are going to have. Of course, those results, you are going to be able to present them in a tabular manner. Not specifically this kind of table, but a table which is like, at least a table which is not so big and not so small, that has this kind of thing. The other way of getting the easy way of how to represent your results, you can be able to look at how other people in other papers have been able to represent the results. For example, if you are at Makerere maybe, and you have the other that document that I shared with you that had the different papers allocated to everyone, you can go and click on some 5 to 6 papers. You click, you scroll down to see how did this represent, how did they do their tables, because that is what you are going to be doing too. So that's it. It's not going to be that hard. And in case you have any questions, you can always ask. Have you understood? Please raise up your hand if you have not understood. Please raise up your hand if you have not understood. And ask, please unmute yourself and ask if you have not understood. Please unmute yourself and ask. Yes, please unmute and ask. If you have put up your hand, please unmute and ask. Yes, Claire, please unmute and ask.
Thank you, sir. So I'm asking about the lines like how you said on the background, background and motivation. So if I'm to write my background, is it allowed to write the same background that I wrote for the concept paper, or
Yes.
I have to write new stuff?
No. Actually, that's why I was saying you already have this stuff. What you are going to do is you are just going to improve what you have. Now, what has happened is that some people may want to change projects. So unless you've changed the project, now you cannot be writing a background about maybe maize, then you write, then when the data set you have is about maybe beans, of course then you have to change. But you have already done these things. What you did in the concept paper, you just need to improve that to suit your background. You improve that to suit the other sections, because you have already done these things. That's why I was saying that initially, that when you do this work, please don't throw away your work. When you submit the concept paper, don't throw away that work, because then it's that work that you're just going to have to improve to add in here. Have you understood? Hello, Claire, have you understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, please, Amon, please unmute and ask if you have a question.
Good evening. So I'm asking on the parts which need referencing and those that don't need to be referenced. Come
Okay,
again
now,
on that.
Okay, now for the parts that need referencing. Now, what is referencing? Referencing means that you have reviewed someone's work, or you have read someone's work, and you've discovered that someone did something that you want to do. So whenever you write a statement, don't copy and paste. So let me say you copy from here to this part. You paraphrase that thing such that it doesn't come forth as something plagiarized. After doing that, after paraphrasing, then you add a reference. So now for the referencing, usually we reference content from the introduction up to of course up to the part of the methodology. In the part of the methodology, you do not reference work there unless it is your data set. I don't know whether you've understood that. Secondly, the other part that we do not reference is something to do with this part where someone said that the summary of your contribution, because this is your contribution, your work. So now when you put this as your work, that means that maybe if you put this work somewhere and someone comes to read it and they see that your work was good, when they copy something from your work, now they will also be able to reference the work that you did. So the way you're going to be referencing other people's work is the way they will also be referencing your work. Have you understood? Hello, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so for you're going to introduction, we have some references, literature review. Of course, most of the references go into the literature review and the background and motivation. Now, these others, they don't need a lot of references. This summary of this is your work. This part here, this is your work. Therefore, if you do something good, when someone comes to read your paper about it, they also have to reference your work. Now, the part of the methodology, that is also your work, because you wrote the notebook or you wrote the code by yourself. Therefore, people have to give you credit for that. I don't know whether you've understood. People have to give you credit for that. Therefore, this part of the methodology, you don't reference anything. That is your work. And except for the data set, since you have not collected your own data, you are going to have to give credit to the person who provided the data. So by referencing where you got the data set from, Now, the reason why we reference where you go to the data set is that when someone finds out that your work is good, I can be able to go and pick the data set that you used. I can be able to try to run the model again to do what you did to confirm whether what you did is actually right. That's the reason why you have to reference the data set. And the rest of the parts, that is completely your work. Now, for the paper that I gave you, the one about AI accountability, I want you to review that paper and choose out some 2 to 3 techniques that you want to use to make your model explainable, 2 or 3. And then you pick out, you summarize that method that you got in about 5, in a maximum of 8, in a maximum of 6 sentences. You summarize that part here as AI explainability or accountability. Then you add on maybe some other 2 to 3 lines trying to explain how you hope to go about it or what you did. That's it. So for the entire paper that you reviewed, you make sure you understand some 2 to 3 methods. Then those are the ones that you put in this part of AI accountability. That's why I gave you that. I gave you to review that part such that you can be able to understand how people have been able to apply it. Also to see how people come up with the final papers that they have, because once you are done with doing this, you are going to end up having a summary of the paper like that. I've told you the maximum, the range is between 5 pages and 8 pages maximum. So if you have any question, please put up your hand and ask. Please put up your hand and ask. This name, I don't even know what this name is. Yes, Melan, please ask, unmute and ask. Melan.
Good evening, sir, but my question is, like, is referencing supposed to mean that these numbers which are in the square brackets?
Pardon?
Is referencing meaning these numbers which are in the square brackets?
Okay.
Like,
so
yeah.
now, okay, now referencing, this is how you come to the referencing. So let me say you have, let me try to demonstrate it here. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
What are you seeing on the screen?
There down, I'm seeing references.
Okay.
Like under the reference section.
Is okay, maybe I've, okay, let me share the screen again. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, now it's coming. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what's your project about?
Diabetes prediction.
Okay, so when you want to do something to do with diabetes prediction, this is what you do. You're going to go to IEEE Explorer. You get? Then maybe you put in something like, let me say, diabetes. Is that the spelling of diabetes?
TES.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay,
then
so
prediction.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You first you choose the keywords. You don't rush. You choose the keywords. So maybe you first just, then you come within the keywords, then you search for, let me say, artificial intelligence. Yeah?
Yes.
So now you see that there are now 1,175 two papers. You get that? You cannot read all these papers. So you come and still narrow down to prediction.
Yes, sir.
So you know, see, there are now 500 and something papers. So what else about prediction, about diabetes? That you can now come and say that I want to select papers from 2000 and maybe from 2019.
Yes.
So you apply from 2019 to 2022. You see the papers that have been written about diabetes prediction. So now there are 400 and These are the numbers reducing.
Yes.
Okay. So now in here, you can choose to work with them. You are going to only work with journal papers. So you come and select this one here and you apply.
Yes.
So they're now 74 papers. You get. So now you now see, okay, now what else can I be able to do to reduce these numbers? Maybe you said that let me maybe now down to papers of 2020, maybe 2020. You apply again. So now these ones, okay, let us say 2021 because these ones are still very many. 2021. So they are 43, but how about 2022? I mean, I think your thing is overdone. See, up to 2022 papers are still very many like that. Okay, so they're now 21. Do you see that they are now 21 papers? Do you see this 21 here? Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? No, man, don't disappear after. Melan, are you there? Just please type to in the chat if you can hear me, because now this gentleman has gone off and I will still explain. Okay, please type to if you have understood how we've narrowed down to 21 papers. Now this guy has gone. Melan,
Yes, sir, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
So now, do you see how we have been able to come to 21 papers? So now, after
done,
like, have you understood how we have come to the 21 papers? We first searched for diabetes, then we searched within results, went to artificial intelligence, to prediction, then we selected only journal papers, and then we selected papers only those ones in 2022. That's how we were able to get to the 21 papers. Did you understand that part?
Yes.
So now, when it comes to when you are, let me say your title is, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
What are you seeing on the screen?
Still on IEEE page.
Let me first do this. What are you seeing now?
Now back to Word, Microsoft Word.
Okay, so now we are going to come with the title for your paper. So this is how we do that. So we said that
TES.
yes, I'm going to correct that. It is TE like
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Okay, so now this one here becomes your title. And how do we come to this title? Sir. You talked of diabetes, you talked of prediction, and we focus so much on something to do with the artificial intelligence. So now, which means that your keywords, one of it must be artificial intelligence, the other one has to be diabetes, then the other one can be and maybe prediction or even explainable AI. Do you understand? So now, okay, yes. Now if we say that, let me say, so now you see that, do you now see the three keywords that you have? Can you see them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now from this, after getting this, I expect you that when you come to the introduction, you're going to say something like, let me say, explainable AI. So you write a paragraph about it. You talk of diabetes. You write some paragraph about it. You talk of a prediction.
Yes.
Then I expect that you write something about it, about maybe 5 hours in your own. But how do you get this content? We're now going to get back to the other part of the paper. I think this was it. Remember we queried up to 21 papers. You get. So now what you do is that you come and right click on this paper like this, and you open it in a new tab and you open this paper. If you are near Makerere, Makerere is going to give you access by IP. But of course, you see that your title is literally already here. Do you see? But these are people who are trying to communicate what you want to do. So now when you come here, you select, you open the PDF of this paper.
Yes.
When you open this PDF, you're going to see that even this people, this have, for them, they are calling them index terms. But for you, you're calling them what? What are you calling them? You're calling them keywords. You get?
What?
So they have their best prediction as part, they have fusion machine learning, they have diabetic symptoms, a lot of things. So which means you can also be able to choose something you can also be able to borrow an idea from here. You get? To improve your title in one way or the other. So now when you come to this thing, we say that first of all, what you read the abstract.
Yes.
After reading the abstract, you scroll down and you go to the conclusion. You scroll down and you go to the conclusion. Why? Because you want to see if the abstract makes sense with the conclusion. What this means is that even when you're doing your work, the abstract should be making sense. It should be communicating something that is in relationship with your conclusion. So here these authors are saying that in different models that had been, although different models were used for prediction of diabetes, the accuracy of the proposed models in the disease has always been the main concern of researchers. Now, this is something you can be able to pick, but you don't copy, you don't just paste it's a good statement that you can be able to get something from here. So you can come and say that, just maybe come and first copy this. And when you copy this, we get back to your paper. Where is it? Stamp paper here. Here. You come back here and you come back here and of course what we copy does not really go here, but it goes it may go somewhere around okay, let us assume that you've decided to put it here. So you come and paste it here and say that now how are you going to make, we've copied and you've pasted, but you want to paraphrase this statement because we discovered maybe it is something good that we can take in. So they're saying that although different models had been used for prediction of diabetes, the accuracy of the proposed models, the proposed models in disease prediction has always been a main concern. So for you now, you paraphrase. You may paraphrase this by say that maybe the main concern of all the models that have been developed for disease prediction has always been accuracy. Have you understood? Have you understood? Please type in the chat if you have understood.
Yes, sir.
Please type in the chat if you have understood. Okay. So now this thing here goes on and on. Now, once you are done with paraphrasing, you now come and say that I actually borrowed this statement from author one. You get, I borrowed this statement from author. This is not my statement, but after reading this paper, this is what I got. After reading, where is it? After reading this paper here, what I picked in general was that then you then type it the other side and then you put it as a 1. Now we do not only stop at that. After you are done with that, after you are done pasting it, you come and you come to this. When you come to this paper, there's something where they tell you to get to cite this work. you get the bib text.
There is their app where they recite this under near PDF.
Yes. Now, when you come here, if you are using if you are not using LaTeX, you come and you copy this statement here, this one here, and then you
Yes.
come to your document here. Remember, you have told the truth that this statement here that I put here, it is not my own statement, but it's something that I've got to understand after reading the other part. So you come and put it like that, then you come and move down here and say that that statement there was statement number 1. It was statement number 1, and
Yes.
you put it like that. So you when you read the second one, you still come and say that that statement also that I got there, I paraphrased it, but it was not my statement. It was statement number 2, and it is someone's statement. Where is this thing? It was statement number 2, and it was also not my work. So you add that one as well. So that's what we call referencing. That's what we call referencing. Referencing is all about saying that I read something good, but this is not mine.
Yes.
But I read it, therefore I know what I'm talking about. That's the importance. That is the value of referencing. Now, when you do your work, this is why we cite people. I want to first do this by sharing this with you still. You see these people here, they also cited work that is not theirs. You see that when you click their PDF and you check it out, they also referenced people's work. You see that after this one, they were able to reference, this is 1, this is this is 10, but they moved down here and they told people that actually whatever you saw there, you see these people reviewed over 19 papers. You get, they reviewed 19 papers. But what they are saying that for the statement number 1, I read this person's work. Statement number 2, I read this person's work. Number 3, I read this person's work. That's why you see what you are seeing here is what this people did, and that's also what you have to do for your paper. Now, it is not all about very many number of citations, but it's all about a citation that is more recent, because if you read the paper which was published in 2022, which means that you are dealing with current information, current knowledge. Now, if yours, let me say, gets published in 2023 and someone wants to cite work, they can choose your paper over this one. Why? Because they know that you reviewed this paper, you cited this person, but your work is more recent. Why? Because of this part here. Because of this part here, where you clearly say that what are the gaps? Where? What is it? To show my deleted it. Because of this part that you see here, the gaps that you identified, these gaps that you identified, have you understood?
Yes.
So now what that means is that when someone sees that you were able to review some 2 to 3 percent, you were still able to get these gaps, they are now going to know that this person really understands what they're talking about. Then from there, you flow. That's how the flow goes. Now for this one, you only do for background, literature review, this and this and this. Now, actually, the deadline is very far. I initially had put the deadline to be 15th because I wanted people to first present the first version so that I can be able to give some feedback to help on that, so they can give some feedback, they go back and improve that version. But now the deadline was put on 20, which means whatever you're submitting has to be perfect. But but I'm still going to be available. If you have done something and you feel like you really need some more guidance, you please reach out to me. I'll be able to help you. I hope that is clear.
Right.
In case you reach somewhere and say that I got stuck here, there's this part that I'm not understanding, please reach out. I can still be able to help. Now, but this is not going to be collective effort like we had initially did, because initially the deadline was set to be 15th, such that people present their first version of rubbish, so they can able to we improve the work, they go back, they improve it, then they bring back the second version. After that, then they go back, they print the third version. But now people are saying that the deadlines are so short. So now we push the thing to 60 days, but now those 60 days coming to ask for help is entirely up to you. It is entirely up to you. So in case you feel that there is something that you need guidance on, please reach out and reach out so you're able to sort out these things early before you submit, because this is going to be part of the final assignment. But again, I don't want people to submit rubbish. So in case you feel like there is this part that you've not understood, get a team, come back and ask. Also, in case you see that maybe the group is big, you can organize with your course representative, then we schedule another class to walk you through another section. You get? So you can say that maybe we have done this part and this part and this part, but we are stuck on this part. So you organize with the course rep, and we see if you can do some Zoom meeting. I explain that part so that people can be able to go back and they improve the work, or they do a better version of what they're doing, of what they're supposed to do. I hope you have understood.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Please type 2 in the chat if you have understood. And if you have any question, please raise up your hand and ask. Now, Nakas, I hope you recorded the lecture, because I made you co-host so that you're able to record. Did you record the lecture? Nakas, are you there? Did you record the lecture?
Yes, I recorded. I'm recording.
Okay. Once you are done, I think once the lecture is done, and the things, I will try to share the link with people who have not attended, such that they can able to understand. But still, please, in case you feel like you are stuck, please ask for help. Asking for help doesn't mean that you are stupid, doesn't mean that you are weak. It only means that you just want to understand, that's all. So you please consult, and we see our best to be able to improve whatever you're working on. But please, at least you come when you've done something. Don't come when you've not done anything. If you have any question, please put up your hand. If you don't have any questions, I don't know how. If you have any questions, please put up your hand. In case there are no questions, please type 0 in the chat such that you can be able to end the lecture. And that's it. But again, there is no, and we are not going to have any other class. But if you have a question, or if you feel that you are stuck on something and you are many, please talk to your course rep. We organize another small class. We explain that bit. That's it. Have a nice day. If you have no question, please type 0 in the chat. Then we leave, and that's it.